Mexican prelates defend Father Fuentes. Veracruz, Mexico. Two prominent Mexican prelates defend a Veracruz priest, Father Augustin Fuentes, that he spread sensationalized accounts of an interview he had with a surviving witness of the Fatima apparitions. Endorsements of the priest's reliability came from José Cardinal Garabi Rivera, Archbishop of Guadalajara, and Archbishop Manuel Pío López Estrada of Veracruz.
Comments on the newspaper article by Dr. Peter Haunowski, who is founder of Sister Lucy Truth, and head of the Fatima investigation. What is critical is, 1. It is our view that Sister Lucia dos Santos must have been taken off the scene at least by this point in 1959, because it is inconceivable that she would remain quiet when her friend and confidant Father Fuentes was being attacked. Also, it was released by the diocese, along with the Father Fuentes attack, that Sister Lucy has no more to say about Fatima. The messenger of Fatima meant to spread the message, and to make sure that the third secret was released by 1960 would have nothing more to say, in 1959. How does this statement, purportedly from the Carmel of Coimbra, make any sense at all?
Statement issued. Cardinal Garabi called for Catholics to abstain from further attacks on the priest. He described charges against the priest as unjustified and false accusations. Father Fuentes issued a statement himself denying that he is guilty of any exaggeration, inaccuracy or falsehood, in reporting a December 1957 interview he had with Sister Lucy of Jesus, one of the three witnesses of the Blessed Virgin's apparitions of Fatima, Portugal. Father Fuentes is the Roman postulator for the beatification cause of Jacinta and Francisco Mato, the two other children who witnessed a series of apparitions in 1917. A private interview. On December 26, 1957, he had a private interview with Sister Lucy, a cousin of the two Mato children. The interview took place at a Carmelite convent where Sister Lucy is a member of the community. Subsequently, Father Fuentes reported the contents of this interview in a lecture which he delivered at various places throughout Mexico and which was published in Seer of Fatima, a publication in the Veracruz Archdiocese and of which he is the editor. In the version carried by Seer of Fatima, Father Fuentes quoted Sister Lucy as saying in part, "But believe me, Father, God is going to chastise the world in a tremendous way. The chastisement of heaven is imminent. Father, 1960 is not far off, and what will happen then will be a very sad thing for all, and not at all a happy thing, if before then the world does not offer prayer and penance." The Chancery replies. Last July, the Chancery of the Diocese of Coimbra issued a statement in which Sister Lucy was quoted as saying that Father Fuentes' account of their interview was in part inexact and untrue. The Chancery Office referred to a tendentious campaign of prophecy and said it was issuing Sister Lucy's comments to reassure those who had been alarmed and horrified by predictions that cataclysms would befall the world in 1960.
Father Fuentes and his account is the last real statement that we have from the real Sister Lucy. It allows us to show that she was still alive on December 26, 1957, and that she had a totally different message and outlook as compared to the new Sister Lucy. The whole question about Father Fuentes is actually very important.
In defending Father Fuentes, Cardinal Garabi said that the priest in his preaching has not predicted terrifying events or things that would foment a spirit of pessimism. Only these has he predicted, that people be urged to say the Rosary, to have devotion to the most pure heart of Mary, prayer, penance, and practice of charity. An anonymous origin. Father Fuentes neither preaches nor holds in private thinking the conviction that there will be a reign of terror in 1960, nor at any other given date. In this matter he is content to accept the preaching of the Church. In virtue of this, I recommend that all Catholics abstain from further attacks on this matter. Archbishop Lopez, in his endorsement of the priest, declared, In his rebuttal of the accusations levied against him, Father Fuentes has clearly pointed out their anonymous origin, the lack of knowledge displayed concerning canon law, the customs and objectives of the Church, and shows the inherent impossibility that these attacks originated either from Sister Lucy, a cloistered religious, or the Bishop of Coimbra. Father Fuentes stated, "I have said nothing, as is indeed evident to any prudent person who examines it, beyond what has been traditionally taught since 1917, the year of the apparitions of Our Lady of Fatima."
In the same newspaper, in a July 17, 1959 article, the Chancery Office of Coimbra released this statement purportedly said by Sister Lucy, "I know nothing, nor can I say anything about such chastisements, which have been falsely attributed to me. Look at all the contradictions and lies. Is this the same woman, who, at the age of 10, was shown a vision of hell and made public statements about this vision? Do these statements from the Chancery of Coimbra sound like the same person? How does this statement, purportedly from the Carmel of Coimbra, make any sense at all? According to all of our evidence, Father Fuentes is the last person to get an interview from the real Sister Lucy. The public attack on Father Fuentes and the obvious fake statements from Sister Lucy condemning and dismissing his statements about their interview is clear evidence that she was probably already off the scene. She was disappeared after this interview with Father Fuentes. So, logically speaking, any statements, writings, interviews etc., after December 26, 1957, were from the imposter Lucy, or her handlers. Father Fuentes was a heroic figure in the disappearance and replacement of the Seer of Fatima. The savage attacks on him were orchestrated by anonymous sources who were most likely involved in this crime. Even today, people try to dismiss him as a liar, or someone who was just looking for publicity. We at Sister Lucy Truth are creating a new page at our website dedicated to Father Fuentes, and the work that he has done. Father Augustin Fuentes. Requiescat in pace.